John thanks again for tuning into yet another video. We are looking at the Nightster. This is my first time riding the Nightster. This is the special. Harley just put special on it because they added a TFT display and they changed the wheels on it, which look like the Roadster wheels or the Prodigy wheels. They look similar to the Prodigy wheels. Let me see if I can find one. I believe that one is the Prodigy wheels. You guys should know, alright? Prodigy wheels, similar to Prodigy wheels. You have massive, I believe 19 on the front and 8 and alright, so I got the okay. Let's go ahead and super light. Of course, this weighs under 500 pounds. How do I turn this on again? Or here, like this? Yeah, there we go. I remember. So here's the there we go. Wow, that sounds completely different from the air-cooled. So this is the Revolution Max 975. So this is the first time I'm riding the 975. I've test ridden the Sportster S plenty of times. I've also test ridden the Pan America multiple times. What is going on with the throttle? Oh, that's bizarre. Alright, so it's in sport mode already, so that's cool. I don't have to switch over from standard, but man, this seat this seat is not comfortable. It feels like I'm on a rock, so not a lot of cushion. You know, what is this? Oh, the key fob's not detected on the bike. Huh. It could be a battery thing. So how do I don't remember how to turn the turn signals on these. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the overall look of the bike. Whoa. You know, just the hand controls. I really like what they did with the live wire. I like what they did with the live wire, as you know, as the hand controls and everything about it. It really is Harley Davidson, but on the Revolution Max, they've made it this plasticky feel. You know, not a lot of feedback on the buttons, stuff like that. But this is, of course, their new liquid-cooled Revolution Max performance build. Like I said, this is under 500 pounds. My Sportster with the saddlebags and everything, it's, you know, it's nearing 600 pounds. But man, it is, yeah, it's agile. We'll see how the 975 handles, but as far as, you know, performance on the Sportster S, you know what, it delivers. So as far as rider position, I am pretty much over the fuel tank right here, or the airbox. It's not really the fuel tank. So I am over the fuel tank, you know, what it's supposed to be. I am over the fuel tank airbox. I am, you know, slightly forward over the bike. My feet placement, it's actually not that bad. They're not bent back or anything like that. This does feel more of a Sportster compared to you know, the Sportster S. Of course, the placement of your legs and how your knee is bent. So I am 5'7". You guys, you know, have to keep that in mind. You guys might be a little bit taller than me. I think most people are taller than me, but you might have, of course, a different experience when it comes to, you know, riding a smaller bike like this. But the bike fits me very well. All right, I'm not a huge fan of how, you know, leaned forward I am on the bike. But of course, I mean, this is what it's meant for. It's meant to be sporty. It's got the performance. It's got 100 horsepower, I believe, 97 horsepower. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, it weighs, it's right under 500 pounds. So everything about it, of course, was designed with weight, performance in mind. But wind protection off this little, of course, this is also what they added with the special, the little bikini fairing or the speed screen. There's no, you know, there's no wind protection at all. Here we go. So here, let me go ahead and open her up, catch up with these guys. no wind protection at all. But we do have a low fuel indicator. That's one of the drawbacks of this bike when it comes to having the air boxes, not having the fuel tank up here. You can't change that. I'm actually in the middle of building my Sportster with the bigger fuel tank. You can't do that with this bike because the fuel tank's underneath the seat. So let's go ahead and open her up, pass this guy up like he passed us up earlier. Wow, yeah, my helmet's, it feels like it's gonna come off. Super chilly. I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit colder on this bike. Of course, there's no wind protection, but you know what, it's handling nicely. Is it worth $13,000 just because of the TFT display, the windscreen, and the bigger wheels? You guys would have to decide. But as far as my own opinion, I mean, I don't really see it at all. I mean, you could get yourself other options for far less with more performance and a little bit more, you know, a better tried and true powertrain. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna, you know, say anything else, but I just don't see how. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of what Harley did as far as, you know, putting the special label on this Nightster. I mean, there isn't really anything special about it, but like I said, hey, some of you guys might see the value in a TFT display. Some of you guys might see the value. I think the wheels do look nice, but I mean, the riding modes are cool. You know, it's nothing, you know, overly aggressive as far as, you know, sport mode, kind of like on the Indian Chiefs. The Indian Chief, the 116 in sport mode, is just, it is just absolutely ridiculous as far as the response of the throttle. So man, you know what, she handles well. I mean, it's a modern Harley. That's it. You know, it's a modern Harley without the, of course, without the sound, without the fit and finish. In my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of the controls. I wish they had used their basically everything on the Milwaukee 8 or the Dynas. I really wish they had used some of that and then probably incorporated some of the buttons, because I mean, you have a ton of stuff. I mean, this thing has a bunch of rider assist, it's got ABS, it's got traction control. So I mean, it's got a lot of electronics, and maybe that's why you need all of these buttons. I don't even know what half of these things do. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, Harley's the one who's designing these bikes. Can they, you know, put a TFT and then put all this stuff in there? They can, but I mean, it's just what this bike is meant for. You gotta have your hands on the handlebars at all time. You can't be, you know, handling this turn and then, you know, moving your hand and, you know, trying to get back and handle the bike as it should. That's why you have these controls. I mean, I like them, but it's just way too busy for me. But you know, the bike handles great. The suspension surprisingly is better than the Scout Rogue. You know, it is better than the Scout Rogue. That's, you know, that's one of those things that I did notice. As far as you know, it's just the overall looks. I think I really like the way the Scout Rogue looks, as far as, you know, the radiator, the engine, everything about it. So let's go ahead and turn this off, and let's put that kickstand down, and let's move on to the next demo ride. But you know, I like the 975, but the 1250 The Sportster S handles a lot better. Yeah, so hey, stay tuned for more demo rides. All right, thanks for tuning in. Later.